Businesses in GTA Online can make you a millionaire, but not all businesses in GTA Online are worth your time. Some print money and others just waste it. In this video, I'm rating every major business in GTA Online based on profit, time investment, and how solo friendly they really are. This isn't hype video, this is based on actual grinding experience. Whether you are just starting out or trying to optimize your income, this video will help you avoid bad purchases and focus on what actually makes you money. Alright, let's start rating them. Bail Office. The bail office belongs in F tier. The bounties pay very little, they don't scale well, and there's a hard limit on how much you can earn in session, I guess. You're constantly moving, constantly working, and barely getting rewarded for it. Compared to any other business, profit per hour is extremely low. It might be fun for some people to hunt down, those guys that are wanted, but if we're talking strictly about majority of players, it's one of the worst options to earn money in the game. That's exactly why Bail Office sits in F tier on my list. Alright, so another business in F tier is the document forgery. Well, this business is one of the worst money-making businesses in GTA Online passively. The production is low, payouts are terrible, the money is nowhere near worth it. Even fully upgraded, the profit is, laughable compared to literally any other business in the game. There's just no reason to buy it, really. See that? I have zero money in sales, so I don't even bother selling it. So yeah, F tier. Alright, the next tier is the D tier, and facility sits in D tier because when it comes to money, it's simply not worth the effort, right? Doing those heists. The Doomsday heist sounds big and impressive, but the payouts do not match the amount of time, preparation, and coordination required. You need multiple players. The setups are just long and difficult. Compared to faster and more reliable options, the facility just feels outdated. And the Doomsday heist is just buggy as hell. That's why for pure money making, the facility ends up in D tier. And yeah, I have made a video about the Doomsday heist criminal mastermind. You should check it out. And yeah, this is exactly why, due to this glitch and facility structure, how you make money is just a D tier. Agency. The agency lands in C tier. Yes, it offers multiple ways to earn cash, but none of them are truly efficient compared to the top tier businesses. The payouts are decent, but they require some time to do those missions, and big money only comes from after completing the long chains of missions for Dr. Dre. I mean, it's simply slower to earn money than things like Cayo Perico or other better passive businesses, in my opinion. The agency is not bad, but it's definitely not optimal, which is why I put it in C tier. Write me in the comments which tier you put agency on. Next one is the auto shop. I mean, the auto shop is fun, but when we're talking strictly about money, it's just in C tier. The contracts do pay okay, really, don't get me wrong, but they take time. Yeah, you can make money, but it's not efficient if your goal is grinding cash, right? Problem is opportunity cost. While you're doing auto shop contracts, you could be making significantly more money with other businesses. It's fine if you want to change your gameplay someday, but not for serious grinding, right? That's why the auto shop is in C tier. The weed farm. The weed farm sits in C tier because the money just isn't there. I mean, you still have to deal with those same annoying MC sell missions, getting multiple sell vehicles that are slow, that are just awful, right? I mean, selling a full lobbies helps a bit, but it's still not enough to compete with high tier business. Can give you one sell vehicle and missions can be a lot faster. For example, CEO crates, right? The main value of the weed farm is feeding the nightclub, I'd say. On its own, it's slow and outdated, but it can print $400,000, which is exactly why it belongs in C tier. Also, I don't want to repeat some things that I've already said. So, to all MC businesses, sell missions suck. The better the business, more money it prints. Alright, let's start with the B tier. The Counterfeit Cash Factory earns B tier. I mean, also, just like any other MC business, it's not profitable enough to stand out. These payouts are lower than, white stuff and meth. On its own, it's not something you should, focus on, really. Just like any other MC businesses, these are made for passive money. But as part of a bigger business setup, it's acceptable to be running in the background. But don't get me wrong, it can still make you some money, even though it pays like 300 plus thousand when full. But it's good money. It also, Cash Factory produces the fastest, considering that slightly better than a weed farm, but worse than, other MC businesses. And to maybe save some time from this video, I'll put the white stuff and the blue stuff also in the B tier. Let's start with other businesses. Also in the B tier is the salvage yard, because it offers decent payouts without being too demanding. The car robberies are relatively quick to complete if you know what you're doing, and you can make a solid amount of money in, I'd say, short session. However, there's a clear limit to how much you can earn a week, but it's good for casual grinding and giving you different cars and mission styles to play. But not something you can rely on for massive profits and making millions, but the balance is exactly why the salvage yard sits in B tier. Respectable money, but nothing too crazy. And it's also very interesting to play. Alright, maybe some people won't agree with me, but I put arcade in A tier. Why? The arcade earns A tier because of the Diamond Casino heist. The payouts can be big, especially if you do the heist efficiently, know the best approaches, have the best crew. This can easily rival with coming businesses in raw of money. The big minuses in the arcade are the setups that take time. You need to, complete to start this Diamond Casino heist. Also, there's a cooldown on this heist, so you can't just spam it. But purely in terms of earning potential, the arcade is good. It has save, but you need to, purchase a lot of slot machines to make that save, count. But if you're willing to put in the prep work and run the casino heist, regularly, the money is absolutely worth it. And it can be fun to try with different approaches, different people, and to make it more interesting and challenging for you. So yeah, that's why I put arcade in A tier. Another A tier business is the hangar. The hangar is, quite interesting in terms of money. It can actually pay well when you have friends helping you source cargo, especially if you focus on one type of cargo and take advantage of the bonuses. However, the grind is long and solo players will definitely feel the pain. Due to source missions, the big problem is that when you're sourcing solo, you can only get one crate and a 5-minute cooldown on sourcing. Also, the payouts only become good if you commit, a lot of time doing these missions, which is why it doesn't go any higher on this list. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not efficient. That's why the hangar, ends up in A tier. And personally, I do hangar missions only when I'm preparing, for a large sale video. That is literally one crate a day I source, yeah, not even kidding. So yeah, A tier for the hangar at its best. For solo players, I would just put hangar, a C tier, but it's on A tier due to its potential, so yeah. The vehicle warehouse is still very solid money-making business, even in 2026. The main strategy here is consistency. Once you set it up properly and only source top-range cars, every sale gives you reliable payout with almost no randomness, right? You can make good money in short amount of time, 100k in 8 minutes, especially if you're playing solo and want something active instead of passive. The reason it's not S tier anymore is because newer businesses simply earn more for less effort. But if you enjoy driving from point A to point B while selling luxury cars and having fun, also having full control over your income, the vehicle warehouse is still an A tier business worth your money. So yeah, definitely get a vehicle warehouse if you're a solo player. Alright, now let's start the S tier line, right? Now, the first business that goes in the S tier is the bunker. The bunker is easily one of the strongest money-making businesses in GTA Online. Once you fully upgrade it, this thing basically prints money in the background, like a lot. Yes, you should buy supplies, and also, I forgot to mention, buy supplies to all passive businesses, really. just buy them. It saves a lot of time. Buy supplies, and while you're doing other stuff like heists or missions, the bunker is quietly producing a lot of stock. A full bunker sale can give you over $1 million, and even selling smaller amounts like 210,000, which gives you one delivery vehicle, is very efficient too. On top of that, you also unlock weaponry research, which is a nice bonus for the bunker. Yeah, but the real power in the bunker is a passive income. As I said before, all you need to do is to keep bunker stocked with supplies, and that is buying them. Bunker S tier, easy. Another S tier business, in my opinion, is the acid lab. Because of how cheap, fast and efficient it is compared to older businesses like MC businesses, right? This thing is insanely well balanced. Once supplies are brought, production is super fast and the sell missions are simple and solo friendly. Fully upgraded, the acid lab can make you serious money with minimal effort, especially for newer players. It doesn't require massive setups or multiple vehicles during sell missions, and the profit time to ratio is excellent. If I'm not wrong, it's the best in the game. But for the cost, the acid lab is one of the best value business Rockstar has ever added, which is why it fully deserves an S tier on this list. And also, I've made a video earlier about the acid lab, how great it is with the mansion boost. And yeah, if you just do acid lab and the bunker, you know, you switch those boosts every single day. One day goes to acid lab, one day goes to bunker. You'd make most amount of money. And yeah, definitely S tier. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this moment. Yes, the Kosatka is an S tier. The Kosatka, hands down, is the best solo moneymaker ever added in GTA Online. Cayo Perico lets you earn millions of dollars in about an hour if you have crew. Also, you can do it completely solo, with no dependencies on random players, like for example, standard heists or Diamond Casino and Doomsday heists, you know, you need players to complete it. In Kosatka and Cayo Perico, once you learn the routes, the setups become fast and easy, and the finale is basically guaranteed money, right? The finale. Even after all these years, Cayo Perico still dominates the economy. That's why Kosatka isn't just an S tier. It's the gold standard for making money, and I think it will be like that until the next game comes out. And yes, you should be buying this thing if you haven't already. I'd say you should get the Kosatka as soon as possible, right, to get their career started in GTA. So another S tier business is the CEO crates. This business is S tier purely because of how insane the payouts can be. Yes, it's grindy, but the money potential is huge. Filling up a large warehouse and selling it during bonus weeks can make you several $1 million in one go. I personally have earned over $70 million with CEO crates. I rarely do source missions. Even without bonuses, special cargo still beats most businesses in raw profit. If you're efficient and know how to source crates properly, and if you don't, check out my video about CEO crates to learn more. It's not flashy, it's not exciting, but if we're talking pure cash potential, CEO warehouses are absolute S tier on this list. And the last business on this list is a nightclub, and it also is an S tier, because it combines all your other businesses into one massive passive income machine. Once you link MC businesses, the bunker, special cargo, the nightclub produces stock completely in the background. No supply missions required, you can literally ignore it for hours and come back to hundreds of thousands or even $1 million ready to be sold from your warehouse. The sell missions are simple and fast, payouts are huge, and it rewards players the best who already own other businesses. Only thing I would suggest you is you not letting your nightclub's popularity go down too much. You will lose a lot of money from your safe. I'd say come every 2 hours to boost your popularity. So for long-term grinding and passive money, the nightclub is the smartest investment in the entire game. But before I end this video, there's also some bonus businesses that aren't on this list, but no, I'll rate them. So Mackenzie Airfield, D tier. It's just D tier. I mean, I've only done those chain of missions once, and I don't see a reason to play them. You can, if I'm not wrong, you can earn $500,000. I mean, so yeah, you need two players, if I remember correctly, to complete the final. So yeah, D tier for Mackenzie Airfield. So then there's high-end apartments. Those are also D tier due to heist needing 4 players to start them up, as I mentioned earlier, and it takes a lot of time to complete all the preparations and the finale. But Criminal Mastermind bonus is what could put these heists in C tier, but because you can't complete Mastermind every time and get that money bonus, that puts this business in D tier. Garment Factory, C tier. I personally don't do them, but if I want to change something in my playthrough, I will play a heist once in a month. But yes, they pay somewhat great for the time invested. C tier. Hands-on car wash as well as heli tours and weed business is a D tier. Yes, you can get $35,000 when completing jobs that take up to 5 minutes, but you only get $35,000, which is not great, really. And on top of that, this business needs to always get its heat reduced by doing mission that pays literally nothing. So yeah, due to that, it's D tier. And if these businesses didn't have the heat system, then I would, somewhat consider placing them in C tier, but that's not just gonna happen. Alright, so that's my rating on all GTA Online businesses. Some of them are absolute must-haves, others, honestly, aren't worth the grind anymore. If this video helped you decide what to buy next, or just to get your head cleared, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more GTA Online money guides and progression tips. Let me know in the comments which business makes you the most money, or if you disagree with any of my ratings, because I'm sure some people will disagree. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.